Morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of sick, but not in that I have the flu or a cold or anything like that. I am sick of Microsoft's bullcrap and just consoles in general, but today we're focusing on Microsoft because Microsoft and PlayStation as well have been making some very questionable decisions over the last few months. And not even 2 weeks ago, Xbox got a price hike, which is the second one it's gotten this year. The consoles are more expensive than ever. It costs $800 for a 2TB Series X and over $400 for a Series S. But like usual, one of the saving graces of Xbox has always been Game Pass. Now, Game Pass has gotten some slight price increases as time has gone on, but they've never been anything too insane, and the asking price has still been reasonable. However, this price increase has got to be one of the most idiotic things I have seen a company do this year, because they decided to increase the price of Game Pass again, not the base version or the medium tier version, just Ultimate. Now, let's say they had to increase the price for whatever reason. What do you think a reasonable increase would be? Maybe an extra $1 or $2 a month instead of $20 a month, $22 a month? I mean, that wouldn't be anything too crazy. But nope, Xbox decided in their infinite wisdom to do a 50% price increase from $20 a month to $30 a month. And by the way, they gave people no time to react to this news because the second they announced it, the price change was made, which means that now Game Pass Ultimate is $360 a year, which, guys, don't worry, it's actually not a problem. This is just a reference to the Xbox 360. Nah, but in all seriousness, the timing of this situation makes it even worse. Not just because they just increased hardware prices a couple weeks ago, but also because Sarah Bond just came out and said that Game Pass alone last year made $5 billion in revenue, and she confirmed herself that it is profitable. They are making money. It's not like they're breaking even or they're losing money every month from Game Pass. They are making money off of it, and despite that, they are still doing the biggest price increase they have ever done. Now, you may be asking, well, why are they doing such a massive price hike out of nowhere? It's because they are adding to Ultimate the Ubisoft Classic Collection and the Fortnite Crew subscription service. This is complete BS. If you want to do a fourth tier of Game Pass that has those things included with it, then sure. But the fact that people who just want Ultimate for the day one games are now forced to pay more because of extra subscription services being added that they might not want is absolutely ridiculous. Just keep Game Pass Ultimate at $20 a month and then do like an Ultimate Plus tier or something. I don't know what you'd want to call it, but do another tier for $30 a month that includes the Ubisoft and Fortnite stuff. Like, I don't use Game Pass anymore, but if I did, I know for a fact I don't want to play any Ubisoft Classic titles and I don't play Fortnite. I should not be forced to pay for that as well. And again, the only way to get day one games on Game Pass now is through Ultimate. The other two tiers do not have day one games. The base tier gets a few select games, and the middle tier you have to wait up to a year for the games to come out. And then with Ultimate, you get them day one. So, sorry, if you want to play games day one, but you don't want to pay for Ubisoft Classic or Fortnite, sucks to suck, open up your wallet. And they put out a god-awful video explaining these changes, but funny enough, you know, in the video itself, they didn't explain that there was going to be a price hike. They were just like, hey guys, look how much better Game Pass is getting with these new subscriptions being added. Please ignore the fact that you have to pay 10 extra bucks a month, aka $120 extra a year. And real quick, I just want to take a look at two clips from that video. Here's the first one.
Hey everyone, Xbox Game Pass is getting an upgrade. We've listened to your feedback, and now you have even more freedom to choose how you play the games you want.
Whose feedback did you listen to? I don't think anybody's feedback said, damn, this is a great service. I wish I was paying more for this. And no, lady, please stop. We do not have more freedom to play what we want. Are you adding more games to the service? Yes. But again, it's the fact that you are using that as an excuse to force the price hike onto all Ultimate members. That is the problem with this. I genuinely don't know why it would have been so difficult for them to just make an extra higher tier. Although, if I'm being honest, it's probably because they knew nobody would give a damn, so they would just stick with the $20 version. And then here's just a little extra kick in the balls on top of this information.
Premium, you get access to over 200 games. And when a new game is published by Xbox, it'll be added to the premium library within 1 year of launch.
I'm gonna sound like one of those ghost sighting channels, but did you see it? In this clip, she is talking about the premium tier, which is the middle tier. And remember how earlier I said that, unlike with Ultimate, with premium, you get the games within a year, but you don't get them day one? Notice on the bottom middle, the fine print that shows up for like 3 total seconds excludes Call of Duty titles. You don't even get Call of Duty unless you're on the $30 a month subscription service. You don't even get it later. You just never get it at all. And it's just, it really speaks to how scummy this whole video is, because again, they did not announce the price changes in this video. And then they have that little thing where they throw the fine print in at the bottom where you can barely read it. I feel like my intelligence is being insulted by this video. Oh, and a little bit of a side rant real quick. This isn't as important, but it still pisses me off, so I'm gonna talk about it. Why are they changing the names of the Game Pass tiers again? I am still not used to calling Xbox Live Gold Game Pass Core, and now they're changing it. Ultimate is still Ultimate, but they changed Core to Essential and Standard to Premium. Why? You're only making things more confusing, and Jesus Christ, tell me you're copying Sony's naming scheme without telling them. The base tier of PS Plus is also called Essential. Like, why the name change? It's not helpful. Replacing Xbox Live Gold with Game Pass Core was already pretty stupid. Now you're doing another name change and a price change. I swear to God, Xbox has changed the prices on products more than they've put out games this year. It's just so weird because for the longest time, Xbox was always the affordable platform. Like, if nothing else, you had Game Pass and cheaper consoles. And they also took much longer to do $70 games than anybody else. Then, of course, they increased the game prices to $70, increased the price of Game Pass, and increased the price of all their hardware. A Series S now costs $80 more than it did at the start of the gen, and a Series X is now $100 more. How are they unironically starting to make PS Plus look like a better deal? But thankfully, it does seem like this is already backfiring on them heavily, because people were so quick to respond and cancel their Game Pass subscriptions that the page that you use to cancel your subscription actually crashed. You know, I've seen so many people try to buy a product before that it crashes a storefront. Obviously, with Hollow Knight Silksong, it just crashed every single storefront. I have never in my life seen so many people try to cancel a subscription that it ends up crashing the store. This is like worst case scenario for a company. If people are buying something so much that it crashes a store, that's great. If people are canceling their subscription so much it's crashing the page, then I can't even imagine how panicked they must be right now. And the thing is, I want this to be a situation where, remember a few years ago when they tried to double the price of Xbox Live Gold and they got so much backlash they reverted it? Well, I say reverted it, but they never actually went through with it. They gave people enough time to actually protest it. And same thing with The Outer Worlds. You know, they announced it was going to be 80 and then they dropped it to 70 after. But with this, they didn't give people time. I mean, I guess there is still time to reverse it. They always can. But they already did it. They just ripped the band-aid off immediately. I think they're going to try to stick to their guns on this one, no matter how much of a disaster it may be, but who knows? I guess we'll see. Oh, also, speaking of The Outer Worlds, Modern Warfare 4 next year is absolutely going to be their first $80 game, and they're absolutely going to stick to it. I'm calling it right now. They're going gonna try to charge 80 and they're not gonna back down no matter how much backlash they get. Oh my god, alright. All this ranting has made me very hungry, so I'm gonna go get lunch. So yeah, guys, with all that being said, that is gonna do it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, subscribe if you want to see more. Join us every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on the gaming channel for gaming streams, and I will catch you all next time.